Hello everyone, it's John from Brisbane, and it's been a while since my last little video log, so I thought, well, I'd better post something or put something up anyway. So yesterday was my local club's games day. My local club is called the Blind Pig, and I got 7 games in, which I think might be a record. Yeah, I think it might be. But I started with two player games. I played against my friend Jason, and the first one I played was Jaipur, which I had not played before. I must admit that Jason read me the rules, which I must admit went straight in one ear and straight out the other. I'm very much a person where I prefer to be shown how the game plays rather than somebody read me the rules, because I'm not really a person, I'll go have a look at the rules afterwards if I need clarification, or while I'm playing a game I might go look up a particular rule mechanic if it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I really like Jaipur. Once the first couple of hands played and I saw how the game mechanics went, it was a really, really good game. And okay, I won, which for me is something really, really unusual. So it was good. It was really good. So I think, sadly, I'm going to have to add this one to my collection, even though my friend Jason has got one. But I'll talk more about that probably at the very end. So I played Jaipur. Then the next one that I played was Patchwork, which I'd never played before. And sadly, here we go, another one I'm going to have to add to the collection. Admittedly, it's only a 2-player game. And it was interesting because the other people who were watching us, because we were waiting to get into a larger game to be played, they said, why can't it play up to 4 or 6 players? But for a 2-player game, geez, it was good. I love the Tetris style and again, did I just win that? No, I think I did win that rather convincingly, actually. But it was, it was a good game, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So after that, we played 7 Wonders with, how many of us were there? 6? I think there were 6 players. So we played with a good number of people, which was, it was good actually. We had quite a few people, quite a few board gamers there playing. We didn't have a lot of people, sadly, at the club that day, but we had quite a lot of people participating or wanting to play in the board game section. So thankfully we had the board games that were able to cater for the number of people that were actually there wanting to play. So 7 Wonders was good. I didn't do as well as the first game that I played. And I think that really came down to, the civilization, if you'd like to call it, whatever the board was that you get to play with. And I think I had some more cunning players beside me with what they were prepared to sort of shuffle my way. So I think because they'd also played the game previously, they knew what they were doing. So it was far more competitive this time round, and I think it was a fun game. So again, 7 Wonders, I know it's not a new game. It's been around for a while, and bugger me, it's going to be another one that's going to have to be added to my collection. So we did 7 Wonders. What did we play after 7 Wonders? Coup. Oh, well, actually, we played Coup before 7 Wonders because one of the members had to go pick up another mate. So Coup, what can I say? I really do not like Coup. I don't like those style of games. I really, really dislike them. A lot of people, you know, some people like them because they're sort of party games, and I'm sorry, I don't get invited to parties, but I don't like that sort of mechanism, if you'd like to call it, for games. That's I suppose you could argue and say that there is skill involved with it, but it's bluffing more than a skill in being able to play the game. So yeah, whatever. You could argue either way, but anyway, it's not a game that suits me because I tend to be, I like to think myself an honest person, and so being dishonest in that particular style of game mechanic doesn't really, yeah, I don't know, sound very hypocritical, don't I? Yeah. We'll leave that one alone now. No, Coup, I don't enjoy it, or Resistance, or, you know, Ultimate Werewolf, or those style games. They just don't appeal to me at all. So, what did we then play? We had one of our one chap who has turned up before, Michael. He brought another Michael. We've got so many Michaels at the club now, or as we say, mix. And of course, everybody doesn't understand about us being an Irish club now. But anyway, he brought along Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. I don't know if that's the correct title, but I actually found it easier to understand to play than the other title, because I did play the other title, which was Between Two Cities, which I don't know, maybe it was the fact that I didn't quite grasp how the game played that made me struggle. But Castles, maybe it was because I'd played Castles and I knew how Castles played, and that the concept of, you know, you had your left and your right, and you're trying to build your scoring mechanism between two players. But I found that I really enjoyed. I thought it was quite good. I did enjoy that Between Two Castles. Again, didn't win, but most of us did tend to. Most of us were around about, I think, the 50 point mark. Only one. Trying to remember who won. I think their score was 65. Might have been 65 points, I think, was the winning score. So yeah, that was quite good, I thought. But yeah, it was another game I wouldn't mind adding to my collection. I wouldn't mind it if I could get it for a good price, but you know, I wouldn't be running out to grab it. Then what did we play? Tempura. Cats with Indigestion. That was hilarious. It was delightful, because we had 7. Oh, pardon me. It's still early in the morning in Australia. 7 of us playing, and you know, it was the artwork on the cards, the whole concept, and I think quite a few of us own cats and love cats, and it was just the dynamics that was involved. It was a nice filler game, and it was getting towards the end of the day, and we you know, it was quite a lot. It was a lot of fun. It really was. And the last one that we played, and we only played that one because a number of people had to leave. And oh dear, I do apologise, my dreadful behaviour. As you can tell, my editing skills are incredibly poor, which means that you're going to have to put up with my boorish behaviour, amongst other things. So anyway, I do apologise. So you'll notice that my productions are very earthy and real. So you get me as I am. We played Railroad Inc., which is... I quite liked it, although the scoring mechanism, I think we're beginning to understand how the scoring system, because it's the second time we've played this game, and it's one where you roll dice, and the dice have symbols which you use to create your road and rail link on a dry erasable grid, and you score points by linking up your road and rail across the board. So if you link them up to points on, because it's obviously a square grid, if you link up the edges, there's red markers on sections along each edge. If you mark them up, or you join them up, and each one's that's joined up by multiple roads and rails, you get score additional points. If you have road or rail that don't, or just end with no connector, then you lose a point. So it's awfully important, obviously, to make sure that your roads and rails actually end somewhere. So it was, I thought it was, it was a good game. We played with the expansion, which had rivers, which was interesting. At least I think Rivers was the one that gave me the most points, because I managed to get 9 and no, actually I got, 13, 14 points for the river. 12, no, it must have been 11. 3 is 14. Yes, I got 11. I got 11 grids, and then 3 points for the additional because I joined up edges. That's right. So I got 14 points for the special. But it was really, yeah. I'd certainly recommend Railroad Inc. as I guess as a roll and write. Quite a lot. It was quite good. Apparently there's some other expansions that add on to it. One of the players was talking about it, so I'd certainly give it another go. So yeah, but in the end, as I said, I had quite a lot of games. Admittedly, the only games I won were the 2 at the beginning of the day against Jason, which was 2-on-2. So I'm taking my 2 wins. The moon is currently moved out of orbit by at least 50 feet. So we're all doomed, which, well, yeah, not particularly worried. The way I feel about humanity, you can all get wiped off the planet of the Earth. Oh, face of the Earth. What do you mean, planet of the Earth? Face of the Earth. Yes, I'm extremely disgusted with all of you at the moment. My creation has gone wild. It's gone off its programming. Yes, spot the madman. But yeah, so but this of course is one of the things I love about clubs, and I know that I've said this in many of my videos, is that when you go to a club, and this is where, particularly with Australia, with our clubs, is that we get to see other games. And essentially it's a trial before you get to play it. It's fine to watch other people play the game on YouTube, and well done for all the people who do put the effort into the production to show you how a game goes, because I must admit, it helps me by going, yes, that looks really, really good. And then you play it, and then you find, geez, I really don't like this game at all. And that actually is a big difference between, I suppose, seeing it being played and actually being immersed in the actual reality of playing it versus versus obviously the you know, the, what would you like to call it, the unreality. Well, it's not unreality, is it? It's the alternative. But yeah, and that's why I like clubs, is the fact that you can go and play and enjoy yourself with other people, which I thoroughly enjoy. And, you know, out of this, you know, I've got on my list, you know, I really want to get Jaipur. I really want to get Patchwork, because they're two-player games, and, you know, the odds of me at least getting another person to come, well, I've got one chap who comes over fairly regularly, so I'm fairly sure I'll get a two-player game with him without a problem. So, you know, Jaipur and Patchwork, I'll get quite a few games out of. So, you know, they're on my list. They're ones that I really want to get. So that's what I love about games. You know, conventions, we don't get conventions here like in the States or the UK or Europe. We have some conventions per se. I think we've got PAX, but, you know, they're in those, well, Melbourne or Sydney, I think. I don't know if we have them. I don't know if we had it in Brisbane. I don't think we have. We might have, but once again, most of our packs tend to be, I think, video game orientated. They're not really board game, although they do have a board game component, I believe. But again, I don't pay a lot of attention because I have phobia towards crowds and large groups of people. So that's just me. But yeah. Anyway, look, thank you very much for listening to my rambling. That was me talking about my club day yesterday. And yeah, so they were the games I played. I love them. If you've got a local club, go support it. They need your support, you know. And if they're not associated, you know, if they're a standalone club that operate out of a local hall or whatever, go support them. Please. They're the ones that really need supporting. Okay, the ones that are in shops, they're there, or, you know, other venues or whatever, you know, hey, they're fine, but they're run specifically for the benefit of the business. I'm talking about clubs that are not for profit, run out of your church hall. Oh, what's up, Pip? Hey, what? Sorry, my dog's with me. He's probably playing with the puka now. What's up with the puka? And that's the other person who lives in the house, is the puka. Yes. Anyway, look, thank you very much for listening to a madman for how long now? Nearly 20 minutes. So anyway, till next time, signing off, the Honourable John.